Hello, my beautiful besties. We are starting off very much zoomed in today because we're going to be doing a full face of new makeup. Well, at least new makeup to me, while I just kind of do a chatty get ready with me because I haven't done one of these in a long time and I just want to sit down and talk. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to start off with my brows because I got sent this accidentally. I don't know how I have this. It ended up in my Sephora box. I did not pay for this. I did not pay for this. This just ended up in my Sephora box. I checked my receipt. I don't know what happened, but they threw in an extra packed towel. This is going to be the Shaping Wax Major Brow in the shade called Clear. I don't do these really well. I suck at these. But you know what? I figured, why not just go for it? Because I am just like, screw it. Let's just try it out. I don't really do well with like brow waxes and stuff. But you know what? We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out what do I have like a spoolie for it? I don't know why I thought they would provide me with like some sort of spoolie, but they did not. So we're going to have to provide our own. I'm just going to use this bling brush one right here. But anyway, let's chat about life because life has definitely been lifing for me this year. Life has been incredibly hard. I should have had some sort of indication that this might have been a shitty year, but like I like to, at the end of the year, write down almost like not a vision board because I don't have a vision board, but like write down what I want for the end of the year, like my goals and dreams. And I have not hit any single one of them. And I don't know if it's because I am internally manifesting the negativity. I don't really know what's going on. But like I started off the beginning of this year in the hospital, if you guys did not know. Okay, I'm just gonna try this. I started off in the beginning of this year in the hospital because at the very end of December, was having like these really weird like chest pains, and I was like, what is going on? And is there like some clear, am I doing this wrong? Am I just, hello? There's like nothing on here. I started with these really weird, like, I don't want to say chest pains, but essentially like chest pains where my heart was just like, felt like there's like this really really, I didn't shart my heart, really sharp stabbing pain. Okay, I feel like I'm going crazy because this is doing nothing. Like this is like not, I was feeling these really sharp like chest pains. I got nothing. I got nothing out of this. Ugh. Okay, and they feel like nothing on there. Okay, well, you know what? Screw it then. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. It feels tacky, but like, it also feels like rock hard. Nothing. Did they send me something that's expired? Okay, so anyway, so I felt like these really weird, like sharp pains in my chest. I ended up being forced to go to the hospital. Ended up having my worst freaking nightmare ever happen there. This isn't working. I don't know if I'm using it wrong, but we're just gonna ignore it. I'm gonna go into the Kosas eyebrow pencil right here. I actually really do enjoy this. I've been using this nonstop since I bought it. I think it's really fantastic. So anywho, I went to the hospital and like what could have worse happened to me there. I did a whole story time on my journey in the hospital. If you guys do want to watch it, I did a whole story time that I posted at the very beginning of this year of like what could have happened to me, did happen to me, like my worst nightmares like come true when I was in the hospital. So I started off the year like that and I thought, okay, maybe we're just kicking off the year a little rough, you know what I mean? A little rough, but I still had really, really high hopes that everything was going to pan out the way that it was going to. So I just filled my brows in with the Kosas. But anyway, so like then in February, we went on the cruise with Betty and Zane, which was just a lot of fun. But at that time, I realized that I needed to start applying for a job because I just realized that things were not working out the way they once were. Like times were getting really tight. You know, our rent wasn't getting any cheaper, bills were going up, and I just was not making nearly as much money as I was on like previous years. So I knew I had to go get a job, and I had been applying for jobs for quite some times prior to that. Like I was consistently on the job hunt and I just wasn't getting anything. And I got really hesitant because if you guys did not know, last year when I was applying for jobs over on LinkedIn, I almost fell for a job scam. Like I literally almost fell for a job scam where someone almost got thousands of dollars out of me, which good luck because like you wouldn't have gotten shit. But like I almost fell for it, and then I realized how much job scams are actually on LinkedIn. It was like a really scary situation. I'm going to go in with just my Natasha Denona thing, right? Natasha Denona, Danessa Myricks. But it was just like a really like kind of scary time. And then like I ended up getting my job at Disney. It kind of just like fell in my lap. Things just kind of worked out the way they're going. Like things kind of worked out perfectly. And I thought, okay, maybe we'll have a good year. I got to go to one of my friend's weddings. And when I was at my friend's wedding, I got to reconnect with somebody that I hadn't seen in like 2 years. Her and I had a falling out, and it was just like really nice to kind of reconnect with her and kind of remend our friendship, which was really, really nice. I really enjoyed that. Then a week later, we went over to Vegas, and that was my first time ever going to Vegas. First time ever going to Vegas. Definitely will not be my last because I'm dying to go back to Vegas. When I was in Vegas, I got to see like the Grand Canyon, or like a portion of the Grand Canyon, which was really cool. I'm gonna go in with a Tatcha silk canvas. I'm trying to use like what's in my collection to like actually get a use out of these, since I'm just in the middle of doing my declutter series. So I got to go do that, and I thought that was absolutely incredible. Like that was like a really good indicator. Okay, like maybe things are gonna start improving here, right? Like things are gonna start improving, but maybe things are gonna start improving. And I thought, okay, this is it. This is gonna still be my year. This is gonna be like a great time, right? I was wrong. Okay, for foundation though, I am going to go in with the Florasis. This is the Flawless Jade Breathable Longwear Cushion Foundation. I have the shade N30 Bathing Beauty. There's only 3 shades on this website, 20, 25, and 30. 3 shades. I think that's very, 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 very piss poor shade range. I don't know why it's done that way, because it's like a Chinese-based brand, and I just know that this is just kind of how they do their stuff. But knowing that like Tier has really evolved their shade range to be almost as inclusive as possible, I really hope that other brands do step up the same way. But this is the deepest shade that we have right here. I hope this is the right shade. It's like I said, N30, but they do have this right here. I'm assuming this might be like a backup. It feels really squishy, so like I don't want to open it in case it's not. But the powder puff is really soft, so we're going to kind of just press. Oh wow, that presses in really nicely though. And we're going to see if we can, I think this might actually work. See if this can work. So anyway, April rolls around, and in April I got to go to Creator Friends in New Orleans, and that was actually really incredible. That was such an incredible time. I loved meeting everybody there. Everybody was so sweet, so kind, and it just was super nice to kind of just get to meet people and get to know people. I loved like every second of it. And then during that time, I slowly started to reconnect with my friend Michael, because at that time we weren't really talking at all, just for no particular reason, just weren't talking. But I kind of got to reconnect with him, which I thought was really nice, because I didn't know kind of what was to come. I was working both jobs, trying to make as much ends meet as possible. And then we got our letter of renewal, and when we got our letter of renewal, we were like, okay, we're going to stay. But like we had to advocate for ourselves to get them to keep the lease as low as possible. And by saying like, hey, oh, that's kind of light though. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to tone it down. So we had to like let them know like, hey, our lease is kind of too high for like what we're paying for. Like there's nothing in our unit is remodeled. Is there a way we can get our lease lowered? And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, we don't have to raise it that much. They didn't really raise it. They only raised it by $40, which that was absolutely great. But then because we did that, they did send us a letter saying, hey, we want to come in and look at the apartment to see what needs to be renovated for future renovations. And I'm just like, cool. So essentially, Corey and I kind of like also shot ourselves in the foot by doing that, because now come next year, if they want to renovate our apartment, they have absolutely every right to do so. And they have every right to ask us to not renew our lease. They can absolutely deny us from renewing, which means that we would have to go somewhere while they remodel, and then we could come back to the unit, but at the new remodeled price. Or we just have to go somewhere else completely. But like, if we were to say, yes, you know what, we'll come back, where do we go for a month? Where do we go for a month with all of our stuff, all of our dogs? Like, where do we go during that time that they remodel? You know what I mean? It's not as simple. So we kind of like shot ourselves in the foot by saying that, depending if they do decide to keep remodeling. But they literally came in like right after, be like, oh, well, we want to see your unit to see what needs to be remodeled. So that happened. And then our AC completely went out. I had told you guys how our AC had been just, having a lot of issues. We've been having it like freezing over. They've been coming in and like fixing it nonstop. And then eventually our AC just completely died. Like literally just completely died. I'm going to take a close-up look at this foundation. It is laying down really nicely. Like I cannot deny that it's laying down really nicely. It reminds me a lot of like the Tear foundation. It's really, really pretty. And like at first it was like really light, but it is starting to like oxidize down just a tiny bit. But I still think that the shade range on this is just absolutely piss poor. Absolutely piss poor. So I will say that. But it does look really pretty on the skin. But I don't know if it's like meant for like oily skin or anything like that. But anyway, for the bronzer, I am going to go into the Florasis Eastern Beauty Sculpting Makeup Palette to kind of bronze the face. We have this right here. And then I also have this right here as well. We'll try the lighter one. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably go for a deeper one. But anyway, so kind of like I said, so we started having a lot of like, I guess look how beautiful this is. I hate to tap into this. But I need to. So we started having, like I said, AC issues where our AC was like dying and whatnot. So they ended up having to come and like replace our entire AC unit, which was just a pain because we had to suffer with getting a portable AC unit. They actually did install a portable AC unit for us free of charge, but we were only allowed to have it for like a day or two before they had to go and take it away and bring it to other people. So then we had to suffer with no AC. And I have 2 dogs and a cat. I cannot, in good conscience, just not have any working AC in our apartment. So we had to go and spend like $450 to buy a portable AC unit, which, by the way, the company is not responsible for. I've had people ask me like, oh, can you have the company pay for that? Nope. It is not their responsibility. It's literally in our lease that if the AC goes out, it is not their responsibility to be financially responsible for what we may do because of it. And I was like, awesome. Awesome, awesome. I feel like this is more like a contour than a bronzer. So our AC goes out. We had to buy a new AC unit. And during that time, we noticed that Koa started to have a lot of like health issues where his anal glands were just smelling absolutely horrendous. And we're like, okay, what's going on? So we had to take him to the vet and they had to express his anal glands. And when they expressed his anal glands, they saw that he had a lot of blood in his anal gland, which indicated that he was having an infection. So they give him a round of antibiotics. We go back and it's still presenting blood in it. So they're like, okay, at this point we have to perform a surgery to go in and flush out the infected area and then flush it with antibiotics to get it directly to the source. We're like, okay, cool. You can go ahead and do that because, you know, to make sure that he is completely okay. While that is happening, Corey's car battery completely dies. Like completely dies. I get into a small fender bender, which is completely my fault because I ran into a parked car. For blush, I'm gonna try this Say Beauty blush just because it was part of like a little Sephora favorites. I just never tried it and I just really want to try this out. So I completely run into a parked car and that was fun because I've never done it before, so I had to go and file an insurance claim. And the person that I ran into, she wasn't necessarily the nicest person after we exchanged insurance. But then, like, my insurance company was having a really hard time getting in contact with her to, you know, to get the ball rolling. So that was fun that we had to deal with that. And then Koa had his procedure, and right at the time that Koa had a procedure, Michael ended up passing away. And that was, you know, very difficult because, like I said, when I talked about this a long time ago, him and I had kind of like not a perfect, we had like an on and off relationship. We definitely had like an on and off relationship. We were sometimes great, sometimes not great. It's just, you know, it was not perfect. I'm going to go in with the makeup, the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Magic Tux Concealer. I freaking love this. So like that happened. And then, you know, I was trying to process his death and whatnot. And, you know, we went to his memorial service and stuff. And then shortly after, I ended up getting into a fight with someone that I considered one of my best friends. And unfortunately, that friendship still is over. That fight was completely on me. It was completely on me. I came at them with like not a stable mind. I was definitely very emotional and I didn't really respect their boundaries and their space and what they may have needed. I was very selfish during that fight and I just wasn't respecting them and what they may have been wanting and wishing for. And I don't really blame them for kind of walking away. I wish it would have been done differently. I wish that they would have just said, hey, you know what? I need some space. But they chose to walk away because they don't believe in fighting with friends. And it is what it is. Like, I respect their decision. I have nothing but love for them. And if they were to ever come back, I would be more than happy to have a conversation. But I will 100% take that fight on myself. I'm going to go in with my LYS setting powder. This is nice. Doesn't do shit for the oil, by the way. But I will 100% take that fight on myself. Like, that is 100% my fault. I will blame that on myself because you know, instead of approaching that, I was hurt and I came at it from a hurt place instead of talking with a logical mind like I usually like to do. I just approached it from a very emotional standpoint, and that was my fault. And I just wish I could have handled things differently. Wish I could have said things differently. Wish I could have respected their boundaries and what they needed, and I didn't. And I had to pay the consequences of that, and I absolutely do. And I, you know, am so sorry to that person. I mean, not that they watch my videos, but I am just beyond sorry, and I wish I can say that, but there's literally nothing I can do except try to grow from it and learn from it, and that is exactly what I've been doing. But that whole time, this whole year, I have been battling with myself. I have been battling with self-love and self-worth. I have said to you guys for so long that I never felt worthy of anything, and I have been battling that for a long time. Like, the idea of people loving me is something that I find to be a very, very strange concept, which is weird because I grew up from a very, very loving household. My parents always let me know how loved I was and how valuable I was to them. So I don't really know where this self-issue stems from, except from just kind of issues that I've had growing up with myself and how people made me feel. That bronzer shade makes me look like I have a gray undertone. That's shitty. I can see just a gray undertone to it. I do not like that. But I grew up with I grew up with a very loving household, so I don't really know why I struggle with self-worth and self-value, but I absolutely do. So like, doing this job has definitely, I wouldn't say helped it, because I feel like it hasn't, because then I have like the imposter syndrome. I feel like, well, I'm not good enough for this stuff, so I don't know why I get PR. I don't know why people watch me, because I don't feel like I'm good enough for any of that. And I feel like this imposter syndrome, people tell me how much they love me or how funny I am or I'm so deserving of stuff, because I do not see it in the slightest, and I haven't for a long time. So I struggle to accept the compliment when people do give it, because I'm just like, why? Like, I don't do anything special. Like, you guys deserve the PR. You guys deserve to have all the love. Like, what do I do? Like, I don't do anything. And I really struggle with it. And I feel like that also plays a huge part into my friendships, because I go into friendships thinking like, okay, like, they're just going to leave like other people have. Because I've had people walk away in my life, and some of it was my fault. Some of it was definitely not my fault. But I've had people walk away, or I've had people unfortunately pass away, because I've experienced a lot of death over the years. And it's just been hard. It's just been like hard. So I've kind of taken that trauma into relationships, and I feel like I kind of do it to myself, or like self-sabotage myself. And it's something that I'm definitely working on. And so it's taken a toll on me. It's taken an absolute toll on me, where I have started to just really beat myself up for a very long time. And I just feel like really undeserving. And then, you know, I go to a really, really, really dark place. Like, back in like 2017, I'm just going to go into my Sephora bronzer. Back in like 2017, I was very suicidal. Very suicidal. Like, there was a time when I was in a really dark place. I was on the phone with my dad, and my friends at the time felt that they needed to call the cops on me, and the cops found me based upon my phone call. All I see is a gray streak right here. I can't. That's horrible. My friends felt the need to call the cops and almost Baker at me. The cops found my location, and they made me sit with them for 4 hours to verify that I was not going to do anything stupid to myself. And that was a very low point in my life, a very, very low point that I haven't forgotten what that was like. And now, looking back in hindsight, I understand why they did what they did, but it was still just like very traumatic to go through that, by the way. But it was just a very like hard time. And, you know, I've always struggled with self-worth and self-value. I've been very open about it here. I have been a cutter in my past. I have definitely self-harmed myself, and I have felt very low, and I wanted to end my life numerous times. I wanted to quit on this channel numerous times, and I just got kind of tired of it. I got kind of tired of life just giving me a really shitty hand. Not just me, but my husband too. My husband has had a really, really shitty hand, and we've had some amazing family members and friends that just have been there for us, and it's just been hard. And, you know, people always talk about all the positive things, and I hate it, because like, life is not always positive. Sometimes there's just some really shitty things that go on. The last thing I want to do is sit here and be super positive when, like, sometimes I just don't want to be. Sometimes I just want to be real and be like, you know what, today freaking sucks. Like, today absolutely freaking sucks. And I feel like that is okay. Like, that is absolutely okay. So anyway, I, you know, started to fall right back into my dark ways, where I started to really think about some dark shit. And it did not help that I was home alone a lot, because Corey had to work, Corey has school, And, you know, that's why I picked up an extra day at work, because one, I needed the money, and two, it was kind of nice to throw myself into work because it was just allowed me to have like a great distraction from like the truth of I physically just could not handle being alone. And then after losing my friend in September, I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. Like, I am sitting here wallowing self-pity. Some of this is my own doing, some of this is not, and I need to get a grip. I need to get a grip because this is not a way to live. I'm so freaking tired of being unhappy. I'm so tired of, you know, blaming the world on my problems when it's not always the world. Sometimes it's just me and my shit that I need to get together. And I need to stop taking out some of my old trauma on people in my life, because that's not fair to them, because they didn't do anything to deserve that. I'm going to go in with a Kosas blush right here. This is going to be in the shade called Ecstasy. And so I was like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I went to my husband and I said, I think it's time that I seek some professional help, because I'm so tired of sitting here just being miserable, feeling my lowest of the low. I'm over it. I want to feel good. I want to feel happy. I want to take care of myself. Because for a long time, I was taking care of myself. I was bike riding on my Peloton every single day. I was reading every single day. I was coloring. I was laughing. I was smiling. And I was just really enjoying life. And for some reason, I just kind of fell off. I have not read a book, guys, in a long time. I tried finishing the Everqueen and I just cannot get into it. I have been struggling. The only thing that I've been doing now in my downtime is eating junk food. I'm not running. I'm not using my Peloton. I'm not doing my Pilates and yoga. I am just sitting on my ass, playing video games on the couch or on the computer, and I'm not doing the things that used to make me laugh. I used to go out every Saturday with my husband. We'd go out and just do silly things, whether it's just go to Target, go explore, go get lunch somewhere. We're not doing any of that. Yeah, you know, we're trying to conserve money and not spend so much money, trying to be more smarter with it, you know, because finances have definitely played a part in my depression, but so has so many other things. And I just got really tired of just not being me anymore. I stopped caring to hang out with my friends. I've stopped caring to answer phone calls. I just kind of just stopped completely. And I was like, I can't live like this. I really cannot live like this. For highlighter, I am going to use one of my Kosas highlighters. I did get some new ones, but I'm going to use the ones I have so I can pass along the ones I already have. I'm going to go in with the shade right here called Ray Rider. But I was like, enough is enough. I need help. So I talked to Corey and I was like, we need to go find me like someone. I don't want to get on antidepressants, and I feel like that's the route that they're going to want me to get me to go. But we are in the middle of trying to find me a therapist that I can go seek help, because I need it. I need help, and I need to openly say that because I am so tired of being depressed. I am so tired of feeling like a failure in life, because I feel like an absolute failure. You know, I'm 35 years old. I still rent an apartment. Corey and I live paycheck to paycheck, essentially. We don't compare to some of the friends we have in our lives. I know you're not supposed to compare yourself, but it's so hard not to compare yourself. We see that other people my age are, you know, they have families, they have homes, they have these high paying jobs, and we're over here going, okay, well, you know, how's this next paycheck going to be? And I hate living like that. And I know that so many of you guys can relate, because you guys have told me that you guys understand our struggle, but I hate being 35 years old and still feeling like I don't have my shit together. I feel like an utter failure, and I've been saying that for quite some time, and I still stand by that, but I'm trying to change my mentality around. And ever since I asked for help, I thought things were getting better. I thought things were going to start to turn better for us, until last week. And then last week hit, and it was just like a huge shock to our system, because we did not expect what happened to happen. It just really goes to show you that life is just so short, and you cannot predict what's going to happen. But we lost somebody in our life that we did not expect to lose. Long story short, our friend died of a brain aneurysm. That is something you cannot prepare for. That is something that you cannot plan for. I've been trying to hold together, but it has not been easy, because losing this friend has made things just so real, because you realize in that moment truly what is important in life. And we are doing whatever we can to help our best friend get through this. And it's such an eye-opener for me and Corey, because they're like us. They don't have kids. They've been together for a very long time, and they're each other's world. And I love this person so much. Just to see how devastating and broken it has been eating me, because I just want to be there for them and take care of them. And it's just been really hard, because me and Corey love this person so much. And it's just a reminder of, like, you know, we're getting older, and there are things that Corey and I now realize that we had to put in place to protect one another if something were to happen to us. And this is a conversation that my dad tries to have with me all the time. And I'm never ready to have this conversation, because I have to face the reality that they are getting older, and that there's going to come a day I'm going to have to do this with them. So it's just been really hard on Corey and I, because we are just coming to terms with life, where we are in it, how difficult it is, and the things that we need to put into place to protect us if this were to happen. And not only are we helping out our best friend with everything, we now have to help them move and just move forward with their life, because they want to leave, and I don't blame them. But it's just a big stark reality of like, shit, we are definitely getting older. We're not spring chickens anymore. And I just want to make sure that when the time comes for me, for Corey, for my parents, that they're proud of me, that they know that we'll be okay. And I just don't feel like we're at that point. It's been really hard. It's been really hard. And then we're dealing with Koa on top of that, because Koa's starting to have, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make this into like a whiny victim mentality mindset. I'm not. I'm just talking, and I'm just getting emotional, because it's just been really hard. You know, like you guys have all said, take time off, take time off. I can't take time off. Okay, I won't get paid if I don't. Or if I take time off, I just won't get paid. This is how I make my money. And I can't take time off at Disney. I can't take time off here. I have to work. So I have to keep going, and I have to just keep pushing, because that's all I know how to do. So, you know, we're dealing with that. And pretty much our life now is going to circle around helping out our friend as best as we can. And dealing with Koa, who unfortunately it just has issues. I just want you guys to know that I bought these 2 palettes off the TikTok shop, because they were only $20 to buy both of them. I got some sort of steal because they were live, and I bought both of these for $20, and they're like $38 a piece, and I bought them, and I think they're really pretty, and I'm gonna put it in like a testing new 3 looks 3 palette situation. Like, so stunning. But I wanted to use these right here. But anyway, so Koa's been having some health issues. His anal glands start acting up again. So we had to go in to get the procedure done again, where they had to flush his anal glands and fill it with antibiotics. They felt around numerous times for tumors or fistulas or whatever it's called, like in his anus. And there's nothing there. So now every single month we have to go in and get his anal glands expressed to make sure that he doesn't have this one term called cystitis. I don't know what it's called. Something about it being like a specific term to make sure he doesn't have that. And so it's just been ongoing for both of us. And I feel like I'm being selfish in saying that, because at the end of the day, like, I shouldn't be, I feel like selfish in saying that, because I know that it's not my partner that passed, but our best friends. And I just feel selfish for crying because they need to have that moment. You know what I mean? I bought both 2 shades. They're $42 each. I don't know. They're worth $42. I'm going to quickly swatch these. So it's just been a really, really shitty year. That's very underwhelming. I might have wasted my money getting these. God damn it. I'm going to go in with this one. I'm just going to take some bronzer and put it all over the lid. But Anyway, I feel like I'm just kind of just talking in circles, as I feel like that is what I'm doing. It's just, my whole point. It's just been a very, very hard year. I know there's more things that have happened behind the scenes that I just haven't talked about, just because I just want to keep some things private. But ultimately, it has just been a really rough year, Corey and I know it's been a really rough year for so many of us. It is just, I thought this was going to be the year, and it wasn't. And you know what, I'm still going to look at some positives. You know, I got to go to Vegas this year, which was incredible. I will never take that experience away. I got to go do that. My husband got to enter into a bar competition, took second place. I'm very proud of him. And now he's entering into a whole new bar competition, which I will talk to you guys about at a later date. You guys can start voting for him every single day, where he can essentially compete to go be on Bar Boss and go compete in front of John Taffer, who owns Bar Rescue, that show. He entered into that, and I'm very, very proud of him. I'm still here. I'm still healthy. I still have my dogs. I don't necessarily know how much time Callie has left, because we are noticing some changes in her that we think that she might be nearing her time, and that's a whole other conversation. I got to go to New Orleans. I got to meet new people. I got to go on a cruise. So there's things that I've got to do this year. I got to have a job, which I know has been hard for a lot of people out there. So there's things that I'm definitely very, very grateful for. And during this time, I've also got to realize like who is a genuine friend, who is not. Back in August, I did a work event, and I reconnected with somebody that was once my best friend, and we are slowly starting to talk again. And it's been really nice getting to know her all over again. So there are definitely some positive things that have come out of this year, and I see it. And no matter what I have gone through this year, I still have hope that things are going to get better. I still have hope that things are going to get better. Life is going to turn around, because my mom has always told me that where you are today is not where you're going to be next year. Next year at this time, it's not going to be the same. You're going to be in a whole new light, new chapter. This is patchy because this is me. You know, things will be better. She's like, there's always going to be light out of darkness. And I stand by that. I absolutely stand by that. So I know that right now is just a difficult time for both Corey and I, given just everything we are going through. And it's just something that I just wanted to vent to you guys about. And I'm so sorry that I just kind of went off. But I just wanted to tell you guys kind of like what was going on in my life, and just why I haven't been as present here, like in my comment section. I feel bad for my Patreon members, because I have not been as present in my Patreon either, because, you know, for Patreon, I do like behind the scene like Zoom chat. I do like Zoom chats and stuff, and I've had to cancel a few of those. I've done behind the scene like monthly vlogs. I haven't done one in a minute because I just haven't had the desire to film if I'm not filming here, you know what I mean? And it's just been shitty. I just needed to let you guys know that like while life has been really shitty, there is definitely some positive things in it, and things that I'm very grateful for. And one of them being you guys for just being here, dealing with like me having like a weird filming schedule, not posting as consistently as I once did. I'm just trying to put one foot in one or the other, and I'm just beyond grateful for you guys. And I just wanted to say that. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and then I'm gonna go into this shade for the back half and the shade for the first half. And let's just see what I think of this. So I'll put this like right here. So anyway, my point is just thank you for being amazing and for letting me vent and talk to you guys. I just needed to get things off my chest. And if I ran in circles, I'm sorry. For the first time, I'm going in the shade for the first time this year. I usually have a spectacular memory, but for everything's been going on, I have been so forgetful on so many things. I've forgotten about invites I've forgotten about like plans I've made. I've forgotten about conversations I've had with people. I've forgotten just a lot, and I felt so bad because I normally am a very thoughtful person, and I put everybody's feelings before my own, and I'm very just like, I think about them first. And for the last month or so, I have been blundering a lot, and my friends have been very patient because I'm like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to forget that we had plans. It's just the days have kind of blurred together, and I want to get back to where I was. I want to get back to eating healthy. I want to get back to working out. I want to get back into reading. I miss reading. It's why you guys haven't seen me like talk about books recently because I just haven't been reading. I still buy books, but I generally just have not been reading because I just haven't had the desire to. Because sometimes when I read, my mind allows my book, sometimes when I'm reading, my mind will wander, and I don't know. I just throw myself into like a safe space like video games, which isn't always the healthiest. These are pretty. Like, these are really pretty. But like, I don't think they're $42 pretty. Like, I just don't. So I'm gonna go with the Rare Beauty liner. I hope I got the right shade because I also bought some stuff off the TikTok shop. Like, I bought like these 3 ABH lip liner, these lip colors. This is the shade called Brownie. This is gonna be like a really like deep brown shade. But then I also bought, because it came like in a 3-pack. These were like 3 for like $36. I bought the shade called Chestnut, and then I bought the shade called Crimson. This is supposed to be like a really pretty like red, because I had the shade called Pomegranate, but online this is supposed to be more like a red. So we're going to use this today. I'm just going to line my lips with the Rare Beauty lip liner, and we're going to fill that in to see if I like it. All right, let's take this Crimson shade. Let's try this out. I really hope this is pretty. On the TikTok shop, it looked really beautiful. You could only buy this shade, by the way, on the TikTok shop, just so you guys know. I tried looking at Sephora. It's not there. It's only available on the TikTok shop. Let's just quickly throw on some lashes. Before I wrap this up, I just want to see if this will work because I love this color. But Betty said to try putting this Rare Beauty lipstick on a darker shade. I feel like it didn't do anything. Maybe it's just like a darker lip liner she was referring to. But essentially, this is the final look right here. I didn't want to do anything like too intensive, and I feel like this could be like a really pretty like Christmas-esque look. I am gonna take a little bit of my highlighter though, and I just want to put some right under here in my eye. Put some right here. Okay, I'm gonna set my face with the one size. And there we have it. This is the final look. Let me zoom you guys out so I can let you guys know my quick thoughts on these and wrap up this video. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I'm just gonna quickly do a rundown on some of the products. So we have the so we have the foundation. I will say it's actually a pretty foundation. It went on really nicely. It's super like full coverage. I like the way it blended out. I like the way it melted into the skin. The line itself could be so much better. Like, their line only has 3 shades. It's definitely not inclusive, and I don't like that. But not that I'm trying to justify it, I get why. But at the same time, I'm not for it, especially when you have like other brands like Tier expanding their cushion line to be like 30 to like 30 something shades, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So hopefully Florasis ends up doing the same thing. But the formula itself is actually quite nice. I really do love the Magic Touch Concealer from ABH. I've been using this since I got it. I think it's an absolutely fantastic concealer. I can see why everybody was obsessed with it. It's definitely full coverage. I'm really glad I got this. Same thing with the Kosas Brow Wiz. This is fantastic. This is like something that, again, I'm using nonstop. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I definitely will repurchase this. Then we do have like the Florasis like face bronzer thing. Now, I only went in with this. Honestly, I do not like this. It gives me a gray cast to the face. Like, it may not necessarily come off on camera. It's off on camera. How do you not see this? If you can't see this, y'all, I don't like that. I think that's absolutely horrible. I don't know what to do to get rid of it. So for me, I wouldn't necessarily use this as a full face palette. I know that you can use like the blush, the highlighter, and everything in here. It's really pretty, but this is a no for me. I should have probably gone for like the deeper shade, and that's probably my fault, but no. That did not work for me in the slightest. Then we do have the Say Beauty blush. This did not really have any pigment to it. Like, it blends in the skin nicely. I have this shade right here called Baby. Once I put setting powder on the face, this just disappeared. So that could be my fault. I'm gonna have to keep trying this out, but I don't know why people rave about this because I don't really see it. Same thing like the LYS setting powder. Listen, I like the setting powder, but if you guys can see, my face has a shine to it. My face has a shine to it. This is supposed to be like a perfect powder for oily skin. I have been testing this out for days and days now. I even wore this to work. Y'all, I get oily when wearing this, and I get oily rather quickly. And I tried this with my tried and true products, and to me, it just doesn't work and the way that I wanted to. I just get oily when wearing this, so it's definitely not meant for oily skin in the slightest. I do like the Kaleidos blush right here. This is going to be in the shade called, like I said, it's a shade called Ecstasy. This is really nice. It's very soft, very easy to work with. I really do enjoy this. I've already played with the Kaleidos highlighter, so I have nothing to say about that. But the Patrick Ta Brow Wiz thing that I have, this clear brow gel, I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but this thing sucks. Like, I'm sorry, but this thing like is dry as the Sahara Desert butthole. It's dry. I don't know what this is supposed to do. I didn't pay for this, so I'm not going to talk too much shit because I didn't pay for this. But if I did pay for this, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. But somehow I was throwing them into my box, and maybe it's because it's expired. I don't know, but I'm not a fan. Same thing with like these two Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos. These are $42 a piece. Now, granted, I did pick them up during the Sephora sale, so I saved 20%. But I don't think they're worth the price point. I'm sorry. My eyes are pretty. Yes, my eyes are pretty. And I can see this being like really popular. But at the same time, $40 is way too pricey for what this is. Yes, I get that it's 100% pearlized and it's supposed to be a slurry. So it's supposed to go on differently. But I just feel like for $42, it just wasn't worth it in my opinion. I think it's a really pretty eye look. But I can also get this type of shimmer eye look with like single shadows from like Inslee Rain. From the Adriana Nicole I Am Everything palette. They sell these individually. My Disco Crush from Too Faced. These are amazing. My eye topper from Dose of Colors. So for me, I don't think these are necessarily worth the price point. They're really pretty. I'm definitely going to keep wearing them. I do recommend laying it down with glitter glue so you don't have that much fallout. But I don't necessarily think that this is like worth the price point. So definitely kind of wasted my money on that one for sure. And then like we had the Rare Beauty lip liner. I think it's beautiful, but I really do love this shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like I said, this is going to be in the shade called Crimson. This is a holiday special. It came with this. It came with the shade right here called Chestnut. And then we also have shade right here called Brownie. I bought all three of these off the TikTok shop. And I think that these are really, really beautiful. It sucks that these are only sold on TikTok. I wish they'd be sold separately because I love this color Crimson. This is like that perfect blood red that I tell you guys about all the time. And I love the formula on these. These are so long lasting. They do transfer. By the way, they do transfer. They transfer, but they are so smoothing on the lip. And I really, really, really do enjoy these. So overall, we definitely had some hits and we definitely had some misses. But that's why I like doing these videos, to keep testing them out, to see what I think is good and what I think is just not worth it in my opinion. But at the end of the day, while I was trying out new makeup and testing it out, I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys. And I'm sorry I just kind of like word vomited at you guys. I just want to tell you guys kind of like what life is like for me right now. And I just think I need to get it off my chest. I'm so sorry that I got emotional, but I just needed to say like how I felt. And I just, at the end of the day, no matter how shitty life has gone for me, I still am hopeful and positive that things are going to get better. They always do. They always get better. And I'm just going to keep pushing and keep persevering because that's literally all I can do. And I just am so thankful to you guys, to my family, my friends who just have been hanging in there with me and just been so sweet and understanding and just letting me be me right now. And, you know, I know that things will get better. And there's still like things that I wish I can change. You know, I wish I could apologize to that person and say I'm sorry and that, you know, I was selfish, and I wish that my friends were still here and that I could take on my friends' pain and that life was just a little bit different right now, but I can't. So the only thing I can do is just smile and take one foot at a time. And that's all I'm doing. So anyway, I will link everything I'm wearing down below if you guys want to check it out. But thank you guys so much for being here for my really weird, chatty Get Ready With Me. I really do appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, you guys are giving me. It means the world to me. So with that said, guys, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. So I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channels, All for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes these beautiful, wonderful page members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video.